So I'm here with Jane Bullock. She is the Chief Purpose Officer with Jane Antunes. Jane, you want to tell us a little bit about you and your role, what it means to you and to Jane Antunes?
Thank you. So I'm actually Jane Antunes Bullock. My dad started the company just a few months before I was born. And I was the never child. I will never work for the company. But when I came back to work with my husband, who's our CEO, when I came back 30 years ago to work with my husband, we really understood the idea that the people side of the business is so important. It's not just about profit. It's not just about making those numbers. We have, as a family company, we've always really looked at the future. We want to have our company around for our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come. And that just kind of evolved into this Chief Purpose Officer. And we said, well, we have a responsible culture, and we are doing a lot of philanthropy with Splash, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But then we said, well, we need to do volunteer work. And sustainability became very important. It's like we do a lot of things that are sustainable. When we added onto our building, we wanted to make sure we had solar panels. We're buying green energy. What is it that we can do to help save the planet? And then, of course, our products are very energy efficient. We are trying to see what we can do to help reduce the amount of food waste, which is very sad how much we waste. So all those roll together, and I heard somebody had a title of Chief Purpose Officer, and I'm like, that's for me.
That was the role for you when you heard that. It's pretty phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
And it definitely shows.
Well, so Glenn and I met as elementary school teachers, and it is such a great background to how do people want to work? How do people learn? How do people get motivated? And you just build that into how people are working at a factory, in an office. And you're hearing a lot of the buzzwords now: business intelligence, people matter, all these different things. What's your purpose? What's your why? It just came naturally for us. And I really think it did start with my dad. We've always been really worried and concerned about our team members. We used to have Christmas parties. My mom would buy presents for all the children of our team members. We used to have English as a second language classes eons ago in the 70s, before other people were doing it. So it's just part of our background. It's just part of my DNA, I guess.
That's fantastic. You mentioned Splash earlier, and I know that's an organization that you guys work with and are very well involved with. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what it means, what you guys do with them?
Well, we were introduced to water treatment in the year 2000. Somebody came and said, hey, we need some electronics. We said, well, what are you doing with your product? Can we manufacture it? Can we sell it? So we started in about the year 2000 to be selling water treatment. And at that time, in the year 2007, Eric Stowe found our product. So he was working with orphanages in China, and he said all of the orphanages had terrible water. But I'd go to McDonald's, I would go to our restaurants, we would go to the hotels we stayed in. How can they have clean drinking water? So he was able to get behind the scenes, found our product, and contacted us and said, I'm going to start a nonprofit organization that's bringing clean water to children in these orphanages. And, it's like, okay, great. So we started working with him in 2000. We have modified our equipment to make sure it's what they need. Glenn and I have been to China, Nepal, India, and Ethiopia to bring this clean water with Splash. So we do sell it to them at a reduced price, but we do more than that. Our biggest focus is to bring awareness to the global water crisis. There's an incredible crisis. There's millions of people still who don't have clean drinking water. Why not? We can be part of that solution. So we have big fundraisers. Our team members love to do all kinds of raffles and hot dog day and taco day to raise funds for Splash. And it's just a lot of fun and really gives our team members and that feeling of purpose.
So Splash, that's huge. A lot of giving back there. Very unique company. You guys do a lot of things that you just don't see out there. Are there any other things that you guys are doing that you would consider unique to A.J. Antunes?
I don't know if it's all that unique, but the one thing that I'm really pushing is we're a manufacturing company in the United States. We're making a profit. And we're doing good. Why can't other companies be like that? And you don't have to be out of the country. We can. Oh my God, I get so emotional. It's like, sorry. Why don't other companies do that? We can do this here in the United States. So one of the things when I started, and it was all giving back, and I'm like, oh, I'm the one that donates. Glenn makes the money. I give it away. I really think it's really when I started working with really with Splash and more philanthropy, then we started doing volunteer opportunities for our team members. But I went to a seminar. Glenn and I both took a seminar, and one of the last speakers said, your purpose should be the engine of your business and not the fumes. And it was like a light bulb went out for me that, you know, I was always talking about our purpose is extra. It's the giving, you know, it's the philanthropy, it's the extra. Well, no, you all are busy. I don't want to bother you. But then we started thinking, you know, our purpose, it can be profitable. With sustainability, we are actually saving costs. We're not doing it to save costs, but we can be doing that. And here in the United States or the world, we want to save the planet for our next generation and, of course, generations to come. We, as a business, can make those changes. We can't wait for our government to do it. We can make those changes. We can be the engine of change, and it's not just the food. So I really like that phrase. Well, what we have found is we are attracting great representatives, great customers. There's customers who want to do business with us because we're doing the right thing. And that's going to be happening more and more. And it does actually shock me when I hear people say, oh, well, I'm just a number at my company, or my company doesn't care about us. It's like, really? But I really believe there's a change coming, that people are going to, companies are going to realize it's people that make you successful.
So, Jane, thank you for sitting down with me and kind of going through some of the uniqueness of A.J. Antunes and the uniqueness of your role as well. I hope that other companies can see this and maybe take note. And
thank you so much for this time. We really are very humble about it. We don't do good things to get the publicity. But yeah, then there's the other side of it. If we don't tell other people, you know, we're hoping others might be motivated by it.
Yeah.